channel Trailhead Ranger NJ, and today we are doing this maintenance course for Platform Developer 1 certification. So if you have done this certification and it might be due for maintenance, you can see that in your profile of Trailhead, or you will be receiving email as well that you need to complete that maintenance course. And it's very short course for you can see 35 minutes, and we'll be starting with it. Let's get started. Our first module is maintain your platform developer 1 certification for winter 25. So you can see they are just explaining it to us that what new changes have been introduced for winter 25 release, that is track apex unexpected exceptions with free tire event monitoring, the event type which we can access and how long the files remain available will be depending on our Salesforce edition. That is, developer edition organization will be having free access to all log types with 1 day data retention. But for enterprise, unlimited and performance edition organizations having free access to the insecure external assets, login, logout and total API usage event log files with 1 day data retention. Then they have changed that review SQL error and functionality changes to update your code. It introduces that is several changes to our SQL error messages and processes which may affect existing Apex code, and we can review and update our Apex code to be sure that it continues to function as expected. Then we have introduced make invocable actions easier to configure with new invocable variable modifiers. So if you know, invocable actions are nothing but those which are available for flows from Apex code. We can just give the identifier, but now they have introduced few modifiers as well, such as default value modifier. So we can set a default value for an input parameter, and when this action will be used, the input parameter will have a predefined value unless it is changed by a user. So suppose we have given an value that is 5 to a variable that is predefined, that is we have set that 5 value as a default for that particular variable, but if later on I'll be wanting to change it to 10 or so, it will allow us to change, but it will consider its value as 5 first, not as null, 0 or undefined. Then we have placeholder text modifier. We can set custom placeholder text for any input parameter. Text can provide examples or additional guidance to help users understand that is what to enter in the input field. So we can give the placeholder text. Suppose we have a search field, so for that we can add text as enter text to search for mobile. So then they will only be entering mobile but nothing else. Then take advantage of updates to Lightning Web Components and API enhancements. Okay, update your Lightning DOM components for improved slot forwarding. Control workspace tabs and subtabs with LWC workspace API. So you can go through this, or you can just refer one of our video, that is winter 25 release. You will get to know much more information from that as well. Debug data cloud triggered flows with new debug tool. We have introduced new debug tool in the flows as well. Debug was already there, but we are having a data cloud triggered flow in flow builder, which we can debug now. Then a null coalescing operator, that also we had discussed in one of our videos. It is nothing but this double question mark. So if it looks like this, A question mark B. If A is the value you want to check and B is the value to use, if A is missing null. So I don't remember the name of that, but single yeah, so there is another operator as well similar to this, which we use for if conditions, right? So it is somewhat similar to that. So it is nothing but a binary operator in the form of this, that returns A if A is not null, but otherwise it will return B. So you can check, instead of A we can have a condition, suppose 5 minus 5 question mark. In B we can have either another condition, sorry, not conditional, but evaluating, or one of our equation. So if they will solve it, they will get the value, or otherwise simple 10. So 5 minus 5 is 0, so it is 0 or null, then it will return this value, otherwise it will return a value only. So yes, let's come to the quiz. First question is, what can a developer do using free tire event monitoring? First is analyze detailed information in event log files. Second is sort through emails to monitor unhandled exceptions. Third is troubleshoot and debug Apex code. So A and C should be the correct answer. Second is, which type of code is particularly affected by the SOQL updates in the Winter 25 release? First is code that passes a error message from dynamic SOQL queries. Second is code that generates visual force pages. Third is code that creates lightning component. And fourth is code that manages Salesforce report. Correct answer should be A, that is code that passes error messages from dynamic SOQL queries. Then third question is, what does a developer use the placeholder text modifier for? First option is determine whether a callout to an external system can be made. Second is create AI generated text for a user to complete their input. Third is set custom text for an input parameter to guide users on what to fill in. Fourth is designate a predefined value for an input parameter that the user can change. So C option is the correct one. Fourth one is a correct one if we are having a default value modifier here. Fourth question is, what does the lightning record picker component allow mobile users to do? First is create up to 100 records. Second option is replace the GraphQL wire adapter. Third is find and select Salesforce records. And fourth is clear error messages. So C option is the correct one. Lightning record picker component allows us to find and select Salesforce records. Fifth is, what's the advantage of the new debug tool for data cloud triggered flows? First option is developers can record conversions based on data triggered flows. Second is the tool creates a debug log to show whether a workflow rule fired. Third is developers can test a flow's behavior without affecting the actual record. Fourth is the tool updates a specific data cloud record based on the debug test. So C option is the correct one. Sixth question is, which of the following best describes the function of the null coalescing operator? First is, it checks if a value is null and returns a default value if it is. Second is, it combines two non-null values into one. Third is, it only evaluates the right hand operand if the left hand operand is not null. Fourth is, it replaces all null values in a code base with a specified value. So first option is the correct one. Let's check. And it's correct. Let's move on to the second unit of this maintenance module, that is get hands on with an iterable variable in for loops. Okay, so we need to complete this challenge, uh, this unit in your own hands on, or click launch to get started, or click the name of your org to choose a different one. Iterate within for loops more easily with iterable variable. Okay, for loop is a variable they have introduced now. Instead of writing complex loops, we can use this feature to simplify working with for loops. Okay, so let's launch this org only, it should work. Then let's see what they are asking us to do. In this hands-on challenge, you will create a custom Apex class that implements the iterable. You will then use this class to iterate over a collection of items within a for loop. This exercise will help you understand how to simplify iteration in Apex using the iterable interface. Pre-work ensure you have access to a Salesforce developer org or a Trailhead playground. So we have launched our playground. Familiarize yourself with basic Apex programming concepts. So I hope you are familiar with it. If not, then please go through the Apex modules from Trailhead and other practice. Third is review the Salesforce documentation on the iterable interfaces. Okay, so we need to create a Apex class, that is my iterable. What we'll do, we'll launch the developer console in new tab. Then click on new Apex class, give this name. Apex class is created. Then implements iterable string, and parameter would be private list of string and strings. Okay, so this needs to be implemented on the class, that is like this, implements. Then we will be declare this parameter, and we'll just copy it, and we'll paste it over here, and let's save it. Okay, and then we have to create a constructor as it is saying. Second, we need to just go to the developer console again, and I'll just put the comments over here to structure. Public and same name as of the class will be giving it, and then we shall have parameter as list of strings, list of string, and name should be strings. You can see it here, constructor and parameter should be this, so I'll just copy paste it. String they have mentioned in caps, yes. Then they are saying initialize the strings fields. So what we'll do this dot strings equals to strings. Then implement the iterator method. We need to implement the iterator method. So again, implementing the iterator method. Public, and we need to have return type as iterator string, and returns an iterator for the strings list strings dot iterator. So we'll just do this public iterator string, and method name is iterator method, we'll be giving it, and return should be this. Okay, then what we have to do is we need to create a test class by name of this. Okay, let's see what's the problem. Okay, we need this name, give this name as iterator, not iterator method. This is not the method name, but system dot iterator we are getting that library. Okay, so next we need to create a test class with this name. I'll just create a new Apex class. Test class is created. Then yeah, we need to name the test class as this. I hope I have given the correct name. Yes. Then we need to annotate the class with the my at the rate is test, because that's the standard way to, yeah. So I'll just copy this and enter. Yes, so this is now test class. Now we need to add a test method to the test class with this name, and type should be void and annotation should be this. So first I'll enter the annotation, then method should be static void and this. Yes, we need to create a list of strings, that is this, and values should be this. Okay, list of strings. We need to initialize it first. I have done it without initializing. Or we can do it directly like this here. That is, just change the braces and enter the value. Change this apostrophe s. Yes. Now we need to create instance of my iterable with the list of strings. Okay. My iterable, that is the class which we had just created. So I'll create the instance. Instance, I'll give this name to it. And as our class, you can see here, is receiving a list of strings, so we are sending strings. Then what we need to do is we need to use a for loop to iterate over the my iterable instance and print each string using system.debug strings. Okay, use for loop. So for string, this is my instance over which I want to iterate, so I'll give this instance here and then print each string. System.debug. Okay, and then we need to open the developer console, navigate to the test menu, and select new run and select the class and verify the output. Okay, let's see, I have saved it. I'll go to here, new run, select the class method, then click on run. I'll run it from here, run test. Logs have opened. I'll select debug only, and you can see hello world is typed in, so it's correct. Let's check our challenge now. So that's how we have completed this maintenance course of winter 25 release. And also we have understood that how we are looping it over. Now we are using it via class. So I hope you understand it, and if you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. And also I'll be providing the code of both of these classes, that is the test class and the main class, in the comment section. So yeah, let me know, and if you like the video, please like it, subscribe the channel, and stay tuned. Thank you.